That's it. It's a knockout victory for
I didn't
Ramirez.
I didn't get to see the finish of that fight last night because I was watching Benavidez versus Plant. So basically, to give you some understanding, it's 12:07 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I went to bed about 3, got up about 8, did a little bit of chores, walked the dog, and watched his card over again. So it's actually my 3rd time watching it. I had it last night on. I watch my pay-per-views digitally, but the other competing card, Jose Ramirez versus Richard Commey, I had on the big screen, but I had it muted. I did get a chance to watch this whole full card now after going to sleep to it last night. So I guess I want to say this. I know he ain't in there crying. So I'm going to go ahead and say it. I'm not giving him no stripes for beating Richard Commey. You know, Richard Commey right now, he's a fighter where, no disrespect to him, but he's now officially not a title shot gatekeeper anymore. He's a prospect, fringe contender type of gatekeeper, you know, a fighter that people fight to try to become a contender. For example, as I look at the 140-pound division, let me see. Here's the stoppage, by the way. That was the first knockdown in round number 11. By the way, Jose Ramirez was laying hands on Richard Commey. This is the body shot that took him out. Uppercut. Oh, no, that's still the first knockdown. But yeah, this is how Richard Commey is. He's always flopping all over the place. Like when he goes down big time. So, what was my thought? Here's the end of the fight. Oh, there's the body shot. Right hook. Put him down, had him bend the knee. And when they start dancing backwards like that, I'm trying to see there it is. Did y'all see it? Y'all didn't see it. Well, anyway, the point I'm trying to make is just not really high on Richard Commey. Oh, wait, here we are again. Hold on, I'm going to get it for you. I'm going to get it for you one more time. We're going to get it. I'm going to show you. Make sure we get the right clip. I'm sorry I have to keep doing this. You know, Top Rank doesn't like boxing fair use. Ooh, ooh. Lord. And the ones that scrape across. So anyway, let's go over to the state of boxing. Also, I don't like that they make you do this. So in order to watch the post-fight interviews on ESPN Plus, is not a part of the original broadcast. Even if you're watching on regular ESPN, I believe they make you switch over to the app on for the state of boxing, which is the post-fight show, but includes the post-fight interviews, which I have right over here. So this is what you got to do to listen to the post-fight interviews. You got to open up the state of boxing show on ESPN Plus. Let's listen to what he had to say, because I didn't listen to this last night.
Bernardo Osuna, we're inside the Save Mart Center in Fresno. The 10th time that you fought in your hometown, 7th time in this building, and it was rocking tonight. Jose, what did it mean to you to have the support of the fans and to have them wake up again? Because in the middle of the fight, they were a little on their feet.
Yeah, you know, it's always an honor to fight here in Fresno, man. La Raza, man, here in the Central Valley, we're family, man. You know, pura gente trabajadora, gente, you know, that comes in and they don't complain, they work hard and very family oriented. And, you know, this is my family here, everybody here. You know, it's an honor for me to showcase my talent in front of these people.
You came out throwing 80 punches in that first round, and then you kind of plateaued a little bit, but you picked it up when you needed to. What was it like coming back after that year off?
It's always hard, man. It's hard, you know, but mentally I had to go back to being my own self and started strong, you know. There came a point in my career where I got too comfortable and started, you know, with that rhythm and being very inactive with my volume of punches throughout the rounds, you know. And now it was like I went back to my old self and I heard Commey in the first round. But a tough guy, man. He's a tough guy, you know. Big shout out to Commey and his team. You know, he's a warrior. You know, he took some good shots and he picked it up in the middle of the fight too. I was in I heard his team motivating him, and you know, I wanted to make a statement and just show that I was just a strong guy in there.
The body shots were key. You finished it Mexican style, like Julio Cesar Chavez used to do. But more importantly, this weight class, once you were king, and now there's Regis Prograis who holds the WBC belt. There's Josh Taylor, who may be fighting Teofimo Lopez June 10th in New York. Who do you want next after everything that's been said? You've been called a lot of things for not taking the fight. What do you want next?
You know, I want any world champion. You know, we just Prograis. I want the winner, Josh Taylor and Teofimo, you know, get that rematch. You know, you always want to come back and get that rematch, you know, after that tough loss. But, you know, it reaches the series about fighting, you know, we can sit down and we can negotiate and stop the BS, man. You know, let's sit down and make the fight happen. You know, no more, I'm not a businessman. You know, you got to learn some business. Have your management do their part, and we got to sit down and make the fight happen if you're serious about it. You know, but that's the goal, is to stay active 2-3 times this year. I just want to fight. I want to fight 2-3 times, and hopefully I'll be back by September.
Look forward to the next big fight in your career with Jose Ramirez. I send it back to you, Joe.
Well, two, 3 times, 2 times, if he's fighting in September, 3 times doesn't seem too likely. But here's what he had to say to Mark Kriegel about why the Regis Prograis fight didn't happen the first time around. And you can kind of understand. So basically what he's saying is, I'm going to let the audio play through in full. So basically you can understand where he's coming from. He's saying his top ranked contract minimum is $1 million a fight. And if he was going to fight Regis Prograis, he was only going to be getting $600,000 or so. You can kind of relate to that. And it seems as though he wants the Regis Prograis fight. But, you know, the top ranked Josh Taylor versus Teofimo Lopez fight is the in-house fight that's going to be taking place in, is that June? I'm going to try to get there. I haven't been to a fight in so long. You know, that's a fight that I'm really interested in. You know, I think that'd be a good fight to get back out there into the field and do like the whole full coverage thing. You know, go to the press conference. I've already been kind of scoping it out. I'm waiting for them to announce when the press conference is going to be, if Josh Taylor can get into the States. I mean, I'm guessing he can, right? But if they're going to do a virtual press conference with Teofimo in New York and Josh Taylor from overseas, but if they have an in-person press conference, I'm definitely going to make it my business to try to get out there. But right now, as I was saying, let's listen to the interview, my bad.
Hey, Jose Ramirez won his first title against the guy from Albany at Madison Square Garden. His second against the guy from Dallas, in Dallas. I'll never call him a duck, but he has turned down 2 chances at the belt. Question is, was it false pride or good business?
My career right now is in the second phase. It's time to go get those belts.
But you have turned down 2 chances at the WBC belt. What am I not understanding?
The timing is everything in boxing sometimes.
When it became apparent that it was you and Prograis for the WBC title, you said, I'm going to set an example to what you do when you really want to fight someone. You don't just talk about it. And then a week or so later, you turned the fight down.
There was nothing really to turn down. There was no offer that was given by Top Rank.
We never got to that point. You rejected it out of hand.
It was going to be a huge pay cut of my minimums with Top Rank.
Tell you with all due respect, because you were no longer the champion.
The belts don't feed your family. I learned that the hard way. I know what I'm worth, and I'm not going to be fighting for 1/4 of what I'm used to making. No way. I have a number in my mind that they were going to throw.
What's the number?
The 35% would have been equal to like 600,000.
Would you have fought for 600,000?
No.
What's the minimum number you need to fight Regis Prograis?
My minimum on my contract, which is $1 million.
You won your first title, being a guy from Albany in New York, and you're.
So what I'm getting from that is he's getting over a minimum. I mean, over $1 million a fight fighting with Top Rank, but he would take $1 million to fight Prograis. And in the post-fight interview, as you can hear, you know, he's considering, you know, it seems like he's heavily considering going after Regis Prograis, and but he wants to try to get the money right. Now, in your opinion, boxing fans, what is the bigger fight financially? Would it be Jose Ramirez versus Regis Prograis? Or would it be Jose Ramirez versus the winner of Teofimo and Josh Taylor? Now, if it's Teofimo, it would probably be a bigger financial fight, right? I mean, T.O.'s star has been kind of slipping, and he's been a little erratic lately, meaning the last like year and a half or so. Or would Josh Taylor, but then that would be overseas, but Josh Taylor would be the champion. Would that be more lucrative? You know? Me personally, my personal opinion, I like Prograis. It's the fight that I want to see. I would love to see him over Josh Taylor in a rematch and over Teofimo. I would love this, I'm picking Prograis. But financially, I would think that either or Josh Taylor and Teofimo would likely be more of a profitable fight. But that's the politics for you. That's the bullshit of this sport, man. But anyway, let's go look at the rankings. 135 and 140 has been a lot of political bullshit. And especially since Josh Taylor is not moving up to 147 just yet, because he's going to run into a lot of political mumbo jumbo up there. It's a lot of political mumbo jumbo up there. So right now, I think he's doing well staying where he is, as long as his body can hold on. But since he's dropped all of his titles, for political mumbo jumbo as well, the division is scattered again. And I'm sure that Josh Taylor, really has no interest, probably likely in not unifying and becoming undisputed, maybe unifying, but not becoming undisputed in the division. Again, for example, Prograis, who got his title from beating Jose Zepeda. By the way, here's what he had to say on his social media. Here's what he had to say. Where was he at? Where was it at? Just imagine if I had a major network behind me the last 3 to 5 years, I would be one of the biggest fighters in the world. Everything I did, I really did it on my own, no promotion. It's a WBC, a title. Oh, by the way, yeah, that doesn't make any sense because Commey versus Ramirez was a WBC title eliminator, but yet Ramirez had his shot at Regis Prograis, or could have fought, for that belt. But, look, Alberto Puello is going to be fighting Rolly in May. Rolly coming off of a loss, getting another title shot for the only, now at this point, WBA title. Sabril Matias, I forgot, Jeremiah Ponce beat him. The division is fractured. And then you got Arnold Barboza and Liam Parra, who's injured. Arnold Barboza should be getting his shot. Jack Catterall, I forgot who he's supposed to be fighting. But, there's some fights out there for them, but it's all politically fractured. And as far as Richard Commey is concerned, I don't think that I don't even think that Arnold Barboza would get stripes for fighting him. I'm not giving Barboza stripes for fighting, Commey, he should be at the lower 15 now, like lower of the top 15. I would be cool with Commey versus Richardson Hitchens because that's where I consider Richardson Hitchens to be right now in his career, or Commey versus Brandon Lee for real. But anybody else above that, maybe a Stevie Spark. But no, not even Jose Zepeda should be fighting him. He's always getting knocked around the ring. But that being said, let me get up out of here. This video is already longer than I, anticipated it to be. Shout out to Sinesa Superbad Estrada, Superwoman. She said she wanted to be a 3-division champion. She's currently champion at 105, excuse me. It's 105, 108, 112. Yeah, all right. My bad. Beating Tina Ruprecht. Ruprecht. I forgot how to pronounce her name, and I watched the whole fight. I watched this whole fight. I watched it twice, actually. I'm not really sure who's in her division. Let me check real quick. And I didn't get to see the rest of the card. Who's else in her division? Okay, this makes sense. Valley, she fought the other night, right? All these other women, I really don't know too much about, if I'm being honest. Like, I don't. Yeah, she fought last night, yesterday. Really don't know too much about. Well, anyway, Anthony Joshua versus Jermaine Franklin fight week. Roy Jones versus Anthony Pettis. I'm going to be here covering those. And once again, I'm not going to keep apologizing, but I'm at a point right now as I'm getting older. Boxing is not the only thing I'm going to be covering on this channel. I've been telling that for months now, and as you can see, it's been happening. But when it comes to fights that interest me, fights where I can actually follow the storyline and it's going somewhere. For example, this Jose Ramirez fight, we know is leading to something. So it's like, okay, I can invest in this boxing storyline, you know, because I know it's going to lead to somewhere. With that being said, thanks for watching. Please subscribe. Follow me on Twitter at TstreeTCONTROVERSY.